Fulvia, the woman who led an uprising to help her husband Marc Anthony. Fulvia Flaca Bambula, sometimes referred to as Fulvia, was an aristocratic Roman woman. She married three of the most promising Roman men of her generation: Publius Clodius Pulcher, Gaius Scribonius Curio, and Marc Anthony. She gained access to power. Each of these husbands were either an active politician, an active tribune, and a devoted Julius Caesar supporter. Although Fulvia became famous for her involvement with Antony's career, she was politically active with all of her husbands. Fulvia remains a prominent figure in Roman political history for her political ambitions. Meet Fulvia. Fulvia Flaca Bambula, 83 BC to 40 BC. Fulvia may have been born and raised in either Rome or Tusculum, Italy, and many don't know her date of birth. Fulvia was part of the Fulvian and Sempronian clans. The Fulvi family was a prominent republican plebeian noble family of Rome. Many of the family members became consuls or senators. Marcus Fulvius Flaccus, Fulvia's grandfather, was the last family member to obtain status in their family. Fulvia was the only child of Marcus Fulvius Bambalio and Sempronia Tuditani, and may have been the last in the nobility line. First marriage to Clodius Pulcher. Fulvia had two children with Publius Clodius Pulcher, a son as well as a daughter named Clodia Pulchra, during her first marriage. When Clodius ran for the position of praetor, Titus Annius Milo and his gang murdered him on January 18. Fulvia dragged his body through Rome's streets and enraged a mob, and they took his corpse and cremated it in the Senate. Milo was tried for the death of Fulvia's husband and exiled from Rome. Clodius commanded several gangs during his lifetime, and Fulvia retained the status and power that came with their loyalty. Second marriage to Scribonius Curio. Fulvia's widowhood was brief. She married Gaius Scribonius Curio after a 10-month customary mourning period. Curio enjoyed great popularity with the plebeians. Although Curio came from a new consular family, he may have been wealthier than Clodius. He became very popular after marrying Fulvia, and continued many of Clodius's policies. A year after he married Fulvia, Curio won the election as a tribune, which made him an important ally to Gaius Julius Caesar and the Clodians. Curio was killed while fighting in North Africa for Julius Caesar in 49 BC by the army of King Juba I of Numidia. Many have speculated that Fulvia was either pregnant or about to give birth to Curio's son. Third marriage to Marc Anthony. Fulvia's third and final marriage was to Marc Anthony, a politician in 47 or 46 BC. Marcus Tullius Cicero alleges that Anthony would deliver love letters to Fulvia at night. Cicero also implied that Anthony only married Fulvia for her money. In 49 BC, Caesar named him tribune and assigned him to lead one of his armies. Anthony was elected Master of the Horse in 47 BC, and his family became a prominent political family in Rome. He had two sons by Fulvia, Marcus Antonius Antyllus and Iulus Antonius. Fulvia used her charm and connections to keep Anthony's popularity among his soldiers and her ex-husband's Clodius's gangs. This caused Octavian to have issues with his counterparts. Anthony garnered support by publicly associating himself with Clodius's children. Fulvia enabled Anthony to use Clodius's gangs and his own gangs to fight against Dolabella. Her death. Fulvia was left behind in Rome to rule and was the most powerful woman. When Anthony went to Egypt and met Cleopatra VII, he began having an affair with her. This caused Fulvia to align herself with her brother-in-law Lucius Antonius. In 41 BC, Octavian returned back from Rome to divide land to Caesar's soldiers and to divorce Fulvia's daughter. Fulvia continued to travel with her family to remind people of the debts that they owed Anthony. In 41 BC, tensions arose between Octavian and Fulvia, which led to war in Italy. Many have speculated the war was started because Fulvia was jealous of Cleopatra VII. Fulvia and Lucius Antonius managed to raise 8 legions in Italy to fight for Antony's rights against Octavian in the Prussian War. Octavian managed to defeat them without the help of Anthony. Octavian was able to starve out Fulvia and Lucius, and they surrendered in February of 40 BC. Fulvia managed to flee from Greece with her children. Anthony met Fulvia in Greece and stated that she was the cause of the war. He later sailed back to Rome to deal with Octavian. Fulvia died of an unknown illness while in exile in Sicyon. Octavian and Anthony squashed their quarrel and blamed it on Fulvia. After Fulvia died, Anthony married Octavian's sister Octavia Minor. Octavia helped raise all of Fulvia's children as her own. Many don't know what happened to Fulvia's daughter, Clodia Pulchra. In 30 BC, her son Marcus Antyllus was executed by Octavian in Alexandria, Egypt. Octavian spared Fulvia's youngest son, Aulus Antyllus, and he was raised by his sister Octavia Minor. Aulus married Octavia's daughter Claudia Major and had a son, Lucius Antonius, and a daughter, Lula Antonia. Don't forget to like, comment down below, and subscribe.